Hi, my name is Erika Awakening. Welcome to the 30-Day World Peace Challenge. I'm very glad that you're here. For those of you who don't know me yet, I am a holistic life coach, a blogger, entrepreneur, and an EFT tapping expert. I have worked with many clients all over the world, creating miracles for them through my system, which I call Holistic Belief Reprogramming. Now, the reason the World Peace Challenge came to fruition right now, it's actually an idea I've had for quite a long time. I found myself very frustrated over the past few weeks because I've seen so many miracles in my practice, both in my own life and my clients' and customers' lives, that I know we can have world peace. And we can have it a lot faster than anyone believes is possible. I also know that this change is unlikely to come from politics or any of our traditional ways. We already know from centuries and centuries of history that our problems are not getting solved by any of the mainstream methods. Now, those of you who've seen the movie The Secret are probably familiar with the fact that there was a group of meditators who decided to group meditate in Washington, D.C. one summer. And lo and behold, the crime rate in Washington, D.C. went way down that summer. Now, cynics may call that a coincidence, but those of us who understand what Carl Jung called the collective unconscious mind know that what those meditators actually did is tap into a level of consciousness where we are all one and create more peace from there. That's essentially what we're going to be doing in the 30-Day World Peace Challenge. And the beauty of the 30-Day World Peace Challenge is we are really living and embodying what Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. And we don't even need to leave our homes to do this. Now, as you tap the 30 videos, you may very well get ideas about things you can go out and do in the world. That's great. There may be things you can go out and actually do to help people. And if they come to you during this challenge, it's very likely that that is guidance from your source about what you're meant to be doing on the planet. None of this is to say that action in the world is not a good thing. It's just that when we take action in the world without being in alignment with what is really the greatest good of all people, it's not effective. And so this is how we see very well-meaning, well-intentioned people in politics and business and government, etc., trying to solve problems. But as we see over and over again, the problems are not getting solved. So we're going to apply a completely different method, holistic belief reprogramming, to as many world problems as we can fit into one 30-day challenge. Now, we are probably not going to be able to cover everything, but I'll try to cover a lot in these videos. You're probably going to have a lot of questions that come up because my method is very different than anything else that's being taught out there. And there is a method behind my madness. Everything I'm doing is intended for healing. But it won't make sense necessarily to your ego-logical mind. So you're going to have questions that come up over the 30-day challenge. And what I'm going to ask you to do, because I receive way too high a volume of personal messages already, is you have two options if these questions come up. Number one is to post on our forum, which is at tapsmarter.com/forum. Registration is free, and that way if you post your questions there, I can answer them there and benefit the greatest number of people. Other people probably have the same question you do, or they'll benefit from the answer to your question. So that's where you can ask questions for free, tapsmarter.com/forum. And the second option, if you really want to go deeper with this, is to sign up for my products and services And tapsmarter.com/coaching is where I offer personal coaching. I prefer long-term commitments because I really like to mentor people. And tapsmarter.com/store is where you can find lots of other 30-day challenges so that you can go deeper with everything in these videos. I'm going to address just a couple preliminary issues right up front because I know they're likely to come up. Number one, you may not agree with everything that I throw into these videos. And I would encourage you to tap it anyway. We're working with the collective unconscious. So what that means is that even if you don't think you have that particular issue, someone on the planet does. And by you tapping that issue, you'll be benefiting yourself and the people who are struggling with that issue. Secondly, some things I say may seem offensive to you. I'm not intentionally trying to offend anyone. If you do get offended, I would encourage you to just tap through it and release the emotions that get triggered by whatever it was that I said. It's very likely touching a nerve because there's something that needs to get healed. And just be open. I'm not trying to tell you how to think or live your life in this challenge. However, some of what I say is likely to really challenge your practices and beliefs at a very deep level. Again, there's a method behind this madness. This is a tried and true coaching method that has produced miracles for countless people. I just had my mentoring client have her entire year of coaching with me, which was a well over $100,000 commitment, pay for itself by money materializing out of nowhere. She had $135,000 show up literally out of thin air. That is the kind of miracle we could be getting for everyone on the planet every day. However, it's going to require a very large change in the thinking of the world. And in the first few videos here, I'm going to be clearing what I see as the major blocks to the world understanding that we need a completely new approach to solving problems. And the first thing we're going to start with, and we're going to start the tapping in just a couple minutes here, is the belief that I am not powerful enough to make a difference. Okay, this is probably the thing that stops almost everyone in their tracks before they even get started with helping the world. Lots of people want to help the world, right? Everyone wants world peace. But most people feel so powerless that it feels overwhelming to even get started. So that's the first issue we're going to address. Now, the purpose of these videos is not to teach basic tapping. I do have an introductory video where you can learn the basic method on YouTube, youtube.com/ErikaAwakening. Or just follow along with me and you'll kind of learn it as you go. What you want to do is tap where I tap on your body. And you want to say what I say. Repeat after me. Again, some words may not completely resonate with you, and I encourage you to say them anyway. You're never going to hurt yourself with tapping. It's really not possible. So at most you might get emotionally triggered by something, which is actually good, or you just may feel that you don't relate to it. Very frequently you don't relate to it now, but 10 days later you'll be like, oh, now I see a new angle on that issue and I can kind of relate to what she was saying. A lot of holistic belief reprogramming is about seeing perspectives way beyond our own narrow ego perspective. So again, I just encourage you to trust the process. This method is so elegant and sophisticated that there is no way I can explain it during this challenge. I just spent 15 months coaching my mentoring client, and we still have more to teach. And we've been working intensely together for 15 months. Not even going to try to cram all of that understanding into this challenge. I'm just going to ask you to trust the process, tap along with me. We'll be tapping into the collective unconscious, and believe it or not, you'll be healing people all over the world just by tapping along to these videos. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. Oh, I wanted to mention I'll be working during this challenge with this book, A Course in Miracles. This is a channeled book. It was penned by a woman, but she didn't really write it. She got it channeled to her, and if you read the book, it's obvious that it didn't come from here. Now you can believe that or not believe that. I am someone who has read many, many, many thousands of books in my lifetime. I used to be an avid reader, and I have a very intense formal education. I went to Stanford University for my undergraduate work, and then I went to Harvard Law School. So I've read lots of books, and I can tell you with great conviction, this is the most powerful book on the planet. There are books out there that will claim to be more powerful. They're not. This book contains everything we need to heal the planet once you understand it and can apply it. So we're going to weave it into the videos. It does contain language referring to God and Christ and so forth. You don't need to be a Christian to tap it. I use various spiritual traditions in my coaching method. I'm not wedded to anyone being a Christian or anything like that. You don't even have to believe in God. If you want to replace universe for God or whatever language you feel comfortable with, you're perfectly free to do that. However, if the word God triggers you, I would encourage you to just tap along and let that emotional reaction be released from your system, because most likely it's actually holding back your life quite a bit. I'm not going to explain all that here either. Again, ask questions on the forum, tapsmarter.com/forum. Okay? So we're going to weave passages in chosen at random from this book, and you're going to see that random passages turn out to be exactly what we needed for the video, because it's not random. Alright? Too much to explain here. We're going to start on karate chop point, which is on the side of your hand, and we're going to tap this belief that I'm not powerful enough to make a difference on karate chop. Even though I don't even want to get started with the 30-day World Peace Challenge, because I'm too small to make a difference. I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I probably gave up on world peace a long time ago, it's not going to happen. There are too many bad people in the world. There are too many organizations that have taken on a life of their own. And I'm just one person out of billions of people. I'm too small to make a difference. I choose to be powerful anyway. Alright, let's go on the top of your head. Even though I may not understand anything that Erika's talking about tapping into the collective unconscious and creating world peace from there, part of me is very jaded and cynical. I don't really believe it's going to work. She can't prove it scientifically. That meditation thing in Washington, D.C. may have just been a coincidence. I choose to be powerful anyway. I choose to be open-minded anyway. After all, none of the conventional options are working. Politics hasn't solved our problems in thousands of years. What's the harm in trying something new? I might at least feel a little bit better. I'm at least going to be open-minded today. Alright, now we're going to pause and you're going to take a deep breath, which we're going to do many times in this challenge, and you check in with your body. The more grounded you can be in your body during tapping, the more effective it is. The more tuned into your feelings you can be, the more effective it is. That's another thing I want to mention, is that very intense feelings may come up during this challenge, including for me. If I start crying in the videos, don't worry about me. I'm perfectly okay. I tap into collective emotions at a very deep level. My clients and customers can tell you this. And that's how I clear them. So I will be tuning into collective grief, collective anger, and lots of other very intense emotions. And I might cry and it might get very intense. And all of that is part of this healing process. If that happens for you, it probably means your tapping is very powerful. So don't think of it as something bad. Don't think of it as, oh God, we're losing control, she's losing control, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not what's happening. What's happening is we're clearing stuff at a much, much deeper level than other methods are able to reach. Okay? So if that happens, celebrate. It means we're making some huge progress. Okay? Now we're going to turn to a page in Course in Miracles. And we are going to tap it. Let's go on Karate Chop. Miracles are seen in light. It is important to remember that miracles and vision necessarily go together. Denial of light leads to failure to perceive it. Miracles are seen in light. The body's eyes do not perceive the light. But I am not a body. What am I? I am not weak but strong. I am not helpless but all-powerful. I am not limited but unlimited. I am not doubtful but certain. I am not an illusion but a reality. I cannot see in darkness but in light. Be confident that your efforts, however meager, are fully supported by the strength of God and all His thoughts. It is from them that your strength will come. It is through their strong support that you will feel the strength in you. They are united with you in this practice period, in which you share a purpose like their own. Theirs is the light in which you will see miracles, because their strength is yours. Their strength becomes your eyes that you may see. Miracles are seen in light. Let me not close my eyes because of this. Miracles are seen in light. And light and strength are one. The power of decision is my own. This day I will accept myself as what my Father's will created me to be. Then will we wait in silence, giving up all self-deceptions, as we humbly ask ourselves that He reveal Himself to us. And He who never left will come again to our awareness, grateful to restore His home to God, as it was meant to be. The power of decision is my own. God's voice will answer. He will substitute the peace of God for all your frantic thoughts. The truth of God for self-deceptions. And God's Son for your illusions of yourself. All right, let's take a deep breath. See how that feels in your body. And it's so wonderful that these passages chosen at random are not random. So we were immediately told that our meager efforts are going to be backed up by divine power. And that's why we can make a difference, even one person among billions. So, we'll continue working on these issues throughout the 30-day World Peace Challenge. I thank you for being here. When we're healed, we're not healed alone. So every video that you tap, every time you tap it, you're going to be healing not only yourself, but also countless people around the world. And I would ask you, if you feel inspired to do so, to share these videos with your friends and family and get them tapping as well. Because the more people we can get to tap these videos, the more powerful it's going to be. Just like the meditators in Washington, D.C., the more of us we get collectively moving in this direction at a very grassroots level, the faster the changes will come. Alright, again, if you have questions, please ask them on the forum, tapsmarter.com/forum. Please trust that there is a method behind my madness, and everything I'm doing is part of a system that works. It works, it works, it works. Okay? And I will see you tomorrow for day 2 of our 30-day World Peace Challenge. This is Erika Awakening. See you soon. Take care.